So apparently, Instagram wants me to keep shit like PCP, GC, 3PO, 123, ABC, like, bitch. Y'all act like there are 5-year-olds and infants on Instagram. There's not, and I don't let anyone under 18 follow me, so eat a dick, bro. But what I was talking about on Instagram that got them so pissed off is I was like, man, alright, so everybody knows that, like, I remember my past lives and shit. Totally chill, right? But what I don't understand is back in the day, strength was power. Having cool shit in your house, that was power. Being able to fuck shit up but also fix shit, that was power, right? Nowadays, we're controlled by rectangles. Cotton paper rectangles, plastic fucking rectangles, ones and zeros in a computer, which is a fucking rectangle, because Bitcoin and shit. We are controlled by rectangles. Fucking rectangles. Y'all know how retarded that sounds? Our whole world, us, beings capable of infinite things, are controlled by rectangles. We are small gods. We make and break this earth as we please. We make and take life as we please. We grow and create things, but also destroy them as we please. Also, think about it. Like other animals in nature, they either eat one thing or they eat another thing, right? We're like, I don't know what the fuck that is, but I'm gonna put it in my mouth and see what's up. You know, we can eat whatever the fuck we want. We can build and break whatever the fuck we want. We can create new life. We can do whatever the fuck we want. Think about it. If we weren't gods ourselves, how would we have the capability to literally destroy our earth? Which we're doing, whether you like to accept that or not. Not saying it's a good thing, I'm just saying we're responsible because we are capable of it. The only other beings I know are capable of destroying entire planets are gods. So unless we are gods, how are we doing this? How are we doing this? But yet us, little gods running around this earth, are controlled by rectangles. Rectangles, bitch. Are you serious? How does that make any sense? Also, in the time that I am from, in the place that I am from, there was no laws and shit. There was no rules and regulations and shit. Like, if you needed something, you got it. If shit was wrong, you fixed it. And if it wasn't fixed, you fucked shit up. And then you go about your day. And you sleep like a butt-naked baby at night if it's not too cold. Period, with the T at the end. Like, that was great. You know? And back in the day, like, yeah, like metals and gems and shit like that was valuable. But it's because it's like, those things are pretty. Those are nice things. I like those things. And metals were important because it's like, those are nice things because I can make nice things out of those nice things. People cared about stuff like that. They cared about stuff and things because they needed it. They needed to put it to use, you know? Never in my wildest dreams would I think that us, small gods, are controlled by rectangles. You know the only rectangles I want to be controlled by? Fucking Hot Pockets and ice cream sandwiches. That's what, bitch. Maybe a TV remote. Those are the only rectangles I will allow to control me, bitch. But it just doesn't make sense. It does not fucking make sense. It don't make sense. How are we controlled by rectangles? Ones and zeros. I mentioned coins, but I mean, if you really stuck on some coins, that's some broke bitch shit, and I feel bad for you. Fuck them nickels in your pocket, bitch. Fuck them nickels. If you really worried about nickels, you need to get on your grind so you can get in your bag. But bitch. Rectangles. Let that sink in. Rectangles. 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 We're controlled by rectangles. Little gods controlled by rectangles. How the fuck? How? And also think about it. Y'all ever heard of like people marrying each other for like power reasons and like keeping the peace and shit? And it's like, bitch, let me tell y'all something. Alright? A long time ago, before Christianity ever like existed, because I'm gonna let y'all know it's kind of a baby in the religion world. Like it's fairly new. It's only a few thousand years old. It's not really that old, and the dates are all really fucked up in the text. Nothing really matches up, so it's kind of hard to tell. But you know, all the like evidence of Christianity being born is like a few thousand years old, so it's really not that old. Just spitting some facts, not shitting on it, just those are facts. Right? And before all that, even after that, just to give you an idea of the time period, and even before then, before Christianity was a thing, there has always been marriage. Like, my people call it a hand fasting. It's a little bit different. You don't really need a ring. What we do is we hold hands at the altar, and you know how it's like, you know, for sickness and in health, right? That's a vow. They would tie a cord around your hands to hold you to that vow, right? For better or worse, that's another cord, you know? Shit like that. Until you've said all your vows that you think works best for your relationship. And then afterwards, you know, the priest finalizes it, you kiss, whatever the fuck, there's a ceremony, and then the cords are taken off your hand and placed on the altar. After that, you two are bound together at the soul by your hands before the eyes of the gods. That's how that works. There's no ring. I mean, you can get a ring because, you know, rings for fingers, those were a thing back then. So if you wanted to get your partner something nice, you could, but it wasn't mandatory because you're already bound together, you know? So that was optional. It wasn't mandatory. Didn't need one unless you wanted one, right? Back then, in a lot of cultures, you had to be engaged an entire year before you could get married to prove that your love will withstand the test of time before you bug the gods, because they have more important shit to do than deal with us all the time, you know? So, yeah, you gotta make sure that if you're really gonna draw up their attention, it's worth it, right? But, you had to be in love to be married. You had to want to be together forever to be married. Nowadays, you have people marrying each other for power, marrying each other for gold and rectangles. And it's like, that is really sad. And it also is really disgusting if you think about it, because marriage is a sacred thing. Like, being together, bound at the soul, is a sacred thing. That is what happens when you get married. Like, that is not something to be taken lightly. Bitches be like, oh, I'm on my fourth husband. Fourth time's a charm? Huh? Like, no. You just suck. That's all there is to it. You weren't genuinely in love with these people. You were together for 3 months, and then you got married, and then, like, 2 weeks later, you're divorced or some shit, you know? Like, bitch, it's like you weren't really in love if you're already divorced. That's why you need to get to know people really, really well, inside and out, before you go ahead and fucking marry them. Like, ugh, dumb. But it's like, so now you're bartering with bodies and love. And think about it, some people, like, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat this shit. Some people are butt fucking ugly. Butt fucking ugly. Inside and out. And you know the only reason why these people can get married? Because they're kind of shitty people and they suck. Like, Nobody wants to be around them, not even their own family type shit. You know why they get married? Because they have fucking rectangles. They got paper. They got credit cards. They got offshore bank accounts and shit. Like, that's the only reason you can get married. That bitch don't love you. She'll just tell you whatever you want to hear so you buy her more shit. Like, what are you doing? And these fucking rectangles, you think they give you power? That's why you have to pay for the pretty things, because the pretty things won't just come to you. And you can't just win over the pretty things. You know what I'm saying? Like, holy shit. That is crazy. We trade rectangles for necessary shit. We trade bodies. We trade love. We trade fantasies and ideas. And it's like, but the crazy thing is even when you trade bodies and fantasies and ideas, you know, all of that is controlled by rectangles. Rectangles. Ones and zeros inside of a rectangle. And rectangles. Like, y'all really gonna let rectangles control you? And why do we even trade with that? Why is that currency? Like, I don't get it. We can make literally anything currency if you wanted to. Anything that you deem valuable is currency. If you think about it. Like, some places people are so broke they still trade moonshine and whiskey and shit as currency. They be like, oh, you did this for me? There you go. Booze. And people be happy as shit. You know, because it's like, think about it. When you go to the grocery store, or if you go to a farmer's market or some shit, let's just say farmer's market. Fuck the grocery store. The farmer's market. You're getting it straight from the farmers, right? They took their time and poured love into these fruits and vegetables and meats and shit. And eggs. Whatever the fuck is there. Alright? Kind of depends on where you go. They poured their time and their love into food. Right? For you. They did something for you. Because that's their livelihood. That's what they're good at. That's what they do. They give you something. But you give them money. What can they do with that? Think about it. Like say capitalism didn't exist, okay? What can they do with a rectangle? Can they eat it? No. Can they drink it? No. Can they wear it? No. Can they build with it? No. Like, what can you do with it? If our current system didn't exist, what could you do with rectangles? What could you do with them? Will they keep you warm? Maybe if you set them on fire and you had enough of them. But like, what do they do for you? Right? But back in the day, what they did was, if someone had something you needed, you go get them something they need. Ta-da! Needs are met. And then you go about your motherfucking day. Like, but seriously, green paper rectangles is what y'all deem valuable? What the fuck? What about having your needs met? What about kids not going hungry? Is that not valuable? But oh, rectangles are valuable to you? Really, bitch? Really? We are small gods controlled by rectangles. How the fuck does that make sense? Nana, if you don't get your bitch ass out of here. I just want someone to explain to me how that makes sense. Motherfucking rectangles.